Hello and welcome to this online reflection for Seacos at Liberton Kirk. Today's reflection comes from Psalm 119, reading verses 76 and 77. May your unfailing love be my comfort, according to your promise to your servant. Let your compassion come to me that I may live, for your law is my delight. The psalmist turns to God in the midst of difficult circumstances and asks for that comfort, for his comfort and compassion. He knows that when life is hard, he needs to rely on God's unfailing love. How often do we find ourselves in challenging situations and only then realize just how much we need to place our trust in God and allow his love to carry us through? I have to confess that this happened to me last month. Some of you may have noticed that I've been missing for a few weeks. I had knee surgery last month, which was a scary prospect for me, as due to some complications, I was to remain awake throughout the procedure with no sedation. In the week leading up to the surgery, I was very nervous. And the thought of being awake and hearing the sound of saws and hammers was quite frightening. And I wondered how I would cope. And even though I knew that many people were praying for me, I still felt anxious. The morning of the surgery brought a long and anxious wait. And as we all know, waiting can sometimes be harder than the event itself. When we have too much time to think, our minds can play all sorts of tricks on us. I had prayed about it, but I still struggled to let go of my fears. Eventually, I was given a spinal anesthetic and wheeled into the operating room. And then something happened that I hadn't expected. Instead of the overwhelming fear I had imagined, I became aware of God's peace. God's unfailing love was my comfort. He gave me the strength to endure what I had been so afraid of. And it really was an amazing experience. Not the drills and the saws, right enough, but. But when we ask God for help, we may sometimes hope that He will simply remove the problem from us. But often He doesn't take that difficult situation away. Instead, He gives us the strength, the peace, and the courage to walk through it. And perhaps that is an important lesson from these verses. God's unfailing love doesn't always mean that the difficult things won't happen. It means that we don't have to face them alone. It's also worth remembering that God's love is not conditional on our good behavior or on always getting things right, because we will have moments when our faith wavers. We will worry when we should trust. We will be afraid when we really should remember that God is with us. I certainly did that before my surgery. I knew God had it in his hands, but I still struggled to trust him fully. Yet he was still there. He didn't withdraw his love because I was anxious. He didn't wait for me to become completely calm or perfectly trusting. He was there, loving me, comforting me, holding my hand. And that is the beauty of God's unfailing love. So where do you need to be more aware of God's unconditional love for you today? Perhaps you're facing something that makes you anxious. Perhaps you're waiting for something and you don't know what the outcome will be. Perhaps you're struggling with circumstances that you wish God would simply take away. Whatever you're facing, take a moment to pause. Remember that God's compassion is with you. His love does not depend on how strong your faith feels today. You don't have to have everything worked out. You don't even have to stop being afraid. We just have to simply become aware of his presence. We need to allow his unfailing love to be our comfort, to allow him to give us the strength to endure whatever lies ahead. And never to forget that Jesus walks with us through everything that life throws at us. We may not always know what tomorrow will bring, but we can know this: we never have to walk through it alone. God bless you. Have a good week.